The Creation of the Rifle by Jonathan Keefe. What is it? A rifle is a weapon designed to be fired from the shoulder and designed to use the energy of the explosive of the metallic cartridge to fire a single projectile through a rifled bore for each pull of the trigger. There are multiple kinds of rifles. There are bolt action, lever action, slide pump action, top brake, and semi-automatics. The most common uses of the rifle is skirmishes between opponents in wars and battles, as well as hunting. How they were invented. The design for the rifle came from the gunsmith and artist Marin Le Bourgeois, who developed the first flintlock weapon for King Louis XIII of France. The creation of the flintlock continued until 1840, when the muzzle loader/breech loader rifle was created. In 1824, the breech loading rifle was created by Johann Nicolai von Drais. The rifle includes a black powder charge, a percussion cap, and a bullet. The invention of the breech loader helps develop the muzzle loader, bolt action, and cartridge ammunition. The finished product of rifling of the barrels came in the 19th century, which allowed for more accurate shots and the spiraling of the bullet upon exiting the barrel. How they were invented continued. The Whitworth muzzle-loader rifle was created shortly after, which contained a hexagonal barrel and bullet. It allowed for more accurate shots at greater distances and speed. It was soon outshined by the breech loader in the mid-20th century. Within the past couple of decades, drop-action and break-action guns have seen more of a use today, and in 2007, the electronic ignition muzzleloader was created by CVA. Timeline. Based off of the National Shooting Sports Foundation, in World War I, the 1903 Springfield bolt-action rifle was used by the U.S. Army. After World War I, bolt-action rifles became more popular after the war. The 30-06 cartridge is the most popular big game calibers to be created and is still used today. In World War II, first semi-automatic was the U.S. Garand, which was created and used during World War II. After World War II, semi-automatic rifles and shotguns started creating a larger popularity after the war. The Vietnam War. The M16 became the rifle of choice. Updated versions are still used today as service rifles. Today, the AR became the platform rifle, or armalite rifle, are semi-automatic versions of their military counterparts. Advancements of rifles. The first rifle started out with flintlock system that would create a spark off the flint steel, providing ignition spark onto the black powder lodges. Most rifles that were created between 1600 and 1800 were inaccurate and were shaped from the opposition of the musket. They created a more straighter barrel, allowing accurate shots, but bullets and objects were still ending up in areas not aimed at. Quicker loading systems were created in the 1900s, which allowed faster shots between loading times and replaced muskets and flintlock rifles. Auto-loading designs for rifles were first tested with pistols and the revolving action. The first created was the Mannlicher models 91, 93, and 95, which were semi-automatic rifles. The first creation of the automatic rifle was the BAR in 1918. The gun was then used by other countries as a light machine gun. Attachments for weapons started with scopes and gun grips during World War I and has adopted to scopes/reticles, silencers, buttstocks, vertical grips, extended magazines, and etc. What are rifles used for? When they were created, they replaced the usage of bow and arrows. It allowed easier hunting and casual use of weaponry. The military didn't start using weapons until 1777 with the common musket. Modern-day usage is for military weaponry. Hunting and the sport of shooting has become widely known, and there are now professional sports for shooting and Olympic events based around it. Every branch of the armed forces around the world use rifles. Public thoughts about rifles. With the most recent views on people owning guns, there is more backlash at people owning guns than gun enthusiasts who say otherwise. People view rifles and automatic rifles as a type of weaponry that is not needed and should be banned. There are studies that show a percentage of both categories and where they stand on gun control. Gun enthusiasts and hunters view rifles as a necessity. Sport shooting and range shooting is different in views of both parties. Where people feel guns should be banned to the public, there are opposing views that are fighting for the rights to carry. Information on rifles. Depending on the type of rifle, there are different ways that a person can use them. The more common rifles today for sport shooting are bolt-action rifles. There are different attachments that people use today to better the usage of rifles. More public attachments are scopes and different types of grips. There are grips that extend off the barrel, grips that are part of the trigger guards, and grips that are part of the buttstocks. Rifles have always been a popular trade since their development in the early 1700s. With more recent speculation, there are more government and safety precautions in acquiring and owning a rifle today. These are my sources.